Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go electronic for a little bit. I haven't been in the electronic genres for a while, but today we're going to make our first pop song / electronic song, mostly using Serum because this is what most people have. So let's open up Serum. And you will get these project files for absolute free. So no worries. Or you can go to BusyWorksBeats.com / FL Studio. Yeah, that's where I'll put it. BusyWorksBeats.com / FL Studio, or you could just click the link below. So no worries if you get lost along the way, because there's going to be a lot of sound design, which is not really for beginners at all. So let's get started with this genre. So let's pull this down to 128 BPM. And let's start with some basic chords. I like to draw the music in first and then the sounds later. I don't like to get too caught up in the sound without the music. So let's just start here. So I want to go dun, 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 dun. Let's go to pattern mode. And we might have to go to BPM might be a little slow. Let's turn this. Yeah, let's go to 140. So notice it's long, short, long, short. And these little tiny notes kind of cutting off the sound. So dun, 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 something like that. I know we're starting basic, but again, it starts with the musicality first, then we move into all the complex stuff. So one dun, dun. So dun, dun, dun. Make that note shorter, hit Alt, left click and drag it shorter. Okay, so now we're gonna take all these notes, hit Shift, left click, hit Control down. Just create a sub octave, 2 octaves down, Control down twice. Now the question is, do we want to harmonize this? And I'm trying to decide if we're gonna do the third up would be F. So let's try this. You don't need to memorize all this music theory. So let's just add F. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're just using a perfect fifth. That's one way to do it. Or if you don't like this specific sound, you can assume that these top notes are all thirds of some chord. And all that means is that they're the middle note of a triad pulled up an octave. So we would assume that A would be the middle note. So in that case, it would be F in the root. You don't need to memorize what I'm saying right now. I'm just showing you what the thought process is. So in EDM, they really love taking the middle note and pulling it up an octave. So again, every chord is not going to be a minor chord or a major chord, especially right here. So again, I don't want to go too deep into intervals because that could confuse too many people. So just understand that we're mapping out a chord. And then we're going to assume that our first melody is up 1 octave. So let's take all the middle notes. That's what I'm saying. Take all the middle notes here, pull them up 1 octave. And that's what gives you that EDM sound. So we're going to copy this, and I actually like the dun, 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 dun at the end. So I'm going to copy this and add the note. What was that? Starting at E. So let's copy this up 1 octave, hit Shift. I know we're getting a little complicated because there's a little music theory, but I don't want to get you too deep into the music theory rabbit hole because that could take forever to explain. Just understand that we're taking a chord, taking the middle note, pulling it up an octave. That's what gives you this sound. Now we can work on the sound itself. Now EDM, from the type of sound that I know of, it's very detuned. So you can do the typical 808. Typical 808 clap. It always works in almost every genre. .707 is also used for EDM, and the 909. So now that's more like the hook. Now let's build up to that point. Again, I like to start with the music first, then work backwards. So now we're going to do basic chords. Like basic triads. Okay, so now we need to fill it out. So again, it's FAC, but we're going to, let's just map it out. I just realized there's so much to explain. Just follow my notes, okay? Okay, now we're going to take all these middle notes, pull them up one octave, hit Control up. Now you can pull everything down. I'm gonna copy all these notes, hit Control, hit Shift, pull it over. And I'm gonna set up a reverb here so that we can get a little more of a big sound going. Let's do Fruity Reverb 2. Turn up the wet level all the way, dry level down, pull that out, pull this up, pull this up. Again, you'll get the project file so that you don't have to memorize all this, okay? So we're gonna send it to the reverb track. So now this sounds a lot more wide and alive. Also, one thing you can experiment with under the FX tab is your dimension, even though we did that already, but also the compressor. You can switch it to multi-band mode. Gives you a little more snap. You just pull this green knob. I need a dun. See how that rhythm just makes it feel like a whole different thing? And Serum, you can also do a pitch envelope over the do like that. Give it a little tack. Just have to pull the main pitch down, octave down. Okay, now let's get kind of crazy. So we're gonna merge all this together. Hit Control G, so it's a whole new pattern. We're gonna copy all this information, hit Control C, go to a new pattern, open up another Serum here. We're going to paste all the MIDI notes, Control V, go to your piano roll, highlight all the notes, hit Control L to fill out all those gaps, then hit Control G to group any similar notes, then hit, and then that should be good. And now what we're going to do is set this as an arpeggio sound. So we're going to go to Serum, go to the cog icon, go to your wrench tool, and let's go to the built-in arpeggio. Now let's add in this to the playlist. This is going to be a build-up element. Now luckily for arpeggio sounds, you don't need to do much to the sound. It could just be a simple sawtooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to think of how to do this in a formulaic way. So give me a second for my brain to think. We could do basic square, and we want this square to control. Let's go to the matrix. We want this, what is this, LFO 1. We want that to control the coarse pitch destination. Yeah, I want this to go up 1 octave. The problem is I don't know how to max this out at 1 octave. So let's just guess. I guess these are semitones. So I need this flipped, darn it. I need a reverse square. Is that a thing? Or we could do it the other way around. -12. Let's do it this way. Darn, I don't know how to set this to an octave value. That's the only problem. I need this to go. Let's. Never mind. It's not doing what I wanted to do. I wanted it to go from 1 octave to 1 octave higher. 1 octave, 1 octave higher, but forget it. You can do it manually. So I'm just going to take that 4th thing and pull it up 2 octaves. Sounds dirty. Just gonna take these bottom notes, pull them up an octave. Here's where we get that fun. But first you have to have all that structure stuff mapped out, or else you're gonna get confused at this point, because right now it's kind of random. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. Go to your matrix tab. We're going to set the source to note on alternative, and we want to select oscillator A, panning. Am I right? Yeah, in my head. Panning. Go to left right mode and turn it all the way up. If that's too much panning, you could always pull it down. Send the sound to the reverb. You could even put Lil Uzi Vert drums underneath this. Might as well. This pop is turning into trap anyway. So I'm going to take these last couple notes and just extend them so they don't end off randomly. I wonder what this would sound like with a small envelope. Now I'm just trying stuff. Give me a second to do this. This is like begging for Lil Uzi drums. So I'll show you guys a trick. I said you're gonna get these project files, but I just wanna show you what it sounds like through this plugin. And then I gotta take it off and put on an FL plugin that's not gonna be the same. I'm just warning you now, it's not gonna be the same. So we're gonna run it through a saturator plugin. My favorite plugin ever. Then I'm gonna add some drums. me show you guys a trick. Let's add Fruity Delay 3. And we're going to right click, create an automation clip for it, and turn it off, and then slowly bring it on. Excuse me. Now what we're going to do is go to Fruity Delay 3, turn down the dry level, and turn down delay time, feedback time all the way down, and just mess with the other knobs. I'm going to mess with the sample rate knob and the time modulation knob, and it creates a crazy effect. You'll hear it. Oh, the melody's off. Duh. Hear that change up? The change up is so nasty. Let me solo the melody just so you can hear it. So as the effect is kicking in, you'll start to hear it. Kind of like it halfway. Nasty phaser chorusy sound. So I'm going to work on this sound a little bit. And now I'm getting a little beyond the scope, but we want to use FM synthesis to make this more bell sounding. This is like, again, begging for a little Uzi drum, so we might as well. Ooh, that 808 is dirty. Goodness. Super distorting on the master. Let's add a Fruity soft clipper. That's why I said I love this. This does not come with FL, by the way. If you're looking for it, this plugin does not come with FL, the Thermionic Culture Vulture. So I'm going to play this by hand. Doom, doom, zoom, doom. You walk like that when you talk like boom, boom. You walk like that when you talk like dum, dum. Walk like that when you talk like dum, dum. Here we go. 808 is going crazy. Now it's purposely distorting the entire track. I'm doing that on purpose. On perpetua, if that's a word. Pull it down a little bit. Get rid of these other kicks. Just need the hi-hat in here. Up in here, up in here. That is clap. Let me see what happens if I throw. That's why I said I love this plugin, but you guys don't have it. So I'll just leave it in the project file, but I know you probably don't have it. So it's just a reminder. It's my favorite plugin. Let's add a little bit of bounce to the clap. Wait. This is where I give you permission to distort your 808s. I'm going to distort it a little bit differently. So I'm going to... So right now my brain is just going on robot mode, which is when I add all my little touches. So I'm doing a little slide here, double click, turn it on slide mode. How hip hop can marry these EDM sounds without sounding too like old fashioned. How could I forget the hi-hats? So I need to go. The hi-hats need to be going crazy. So I need to go. Okay, so right click, go to piano roll. Drag it out. So the only thing here is we gotta draw it out first because it's easier. So notice it's all the notes, it's all the gaps. And then I want to go to piano roll. So I want to go. So I need to figure out where the... I think it's right here is where we kick it back up. So I need to drag that first note out all the way. Hit Alt A. Change your time multiplier. Change your range to 1. Hit accept. See, it was a little short. I need to go. Let's copy this over. Nah, it's hot. It needs to. There we go. Just needs 3 notes. Lil Uzi who? Lil Uzi what? Uzi what? Lil Playboy who? Lil Playboy what? for fun, let's just hear what gross beat sounds like on the whole track. Now, what I'm going to run all this through is halftime, which is go to momentary presets, go to momentary, and go to half speed. Let's just hear what it sounds like on the entire track. Okay, so instead of doing the entire track, let's turn it off for the most of the track and then turn it on right after that second hook. And again, you'll get all these project files for free, so don't worry about doing all this work, doing it for you. So right when it gets to here, I was saying that I'll bring in the drums, but it was like, they're not bringing the drums. All right, so let's slide this over. I don't know what the drums are going to sound like at half speed. The 808 probably won't sound that great. I don't know. It's kind of mixed feelings about that. Sounded kind of cool though. Then we're going to go into a second hook. Just kind of lower the levels a little bit. right, so you get this like pop trap beat with the link below, absolutely free. Go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Thanks for watching it all the way through to the end. The only plugin that won't load for the most part is Thermionic Culture Vulture. Also, we use Serum in here. So if you don't have those two plugins, just replace it with whatever. Okay, so thank you for watching. It's a game from busyworksbeats.com. Again, to download this for free, go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Peace.